Okay, recording is underway. What I might do is I'll just check with Karen if Karen is can join us early now. Okay. All right, well look, I think we might okay. Thanks, Alicia. Yeah. Okay. Well, look, I think we might just start. In the interest of time, apologies for confusion about the start. One of us had couldn't get here till 9:15. But I think we're here now, so that's good. I hope everyone's nice and warm wherever you are. Thank you, everyone. I'm Meredith Hall. I'm the Inspiring New South Wales manager, and my colleague Karen Play is the other manager. We job share, and she'll be with us soon. Karen, let me know when you join the meeting, just so I have you in my sights. Um, Thank you, everyone. We are very excited about National Science Week and our third year of our Meet a Scientist program. This is where we work with organisations to help them source scientists and researchers for their community events during National Science Week. It's been a great program so far for the last 2 years, and we can't see that it'll be any different this year. Um, it's really exciting, and my main I think Vanessa would be the same. We get so excited when we just see streams of kids streaming past and asking questions of the scientists and getting really, really excited. And their parents, are really clocking properly that this kid is interested in science and they're interested in knowledge and they're curious. And so that's what we're really always really excited about that. I was particularly keen to set up this format because I'm also keen. I mean, I know the universities do an incredible job with outreach and engagement, but they don't always have the resources to get to all these community events. So that's why we really wanted to go straight to the researchers. So you're representing science as well as your institution. As that's it. But this isn't a recruitment exercise. This is about getting kids and families enthusiastic and passionate about science. So I might just introduce you to our other my colleagues. We also have here today Vanessa Barrett, who is sorry, what's your official title, Vanessa, for
I don't know I
Parklands?
have one. I'm just the organizer.
The organizer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to tell us a bit about you and what you do and where you fit in?
Yeah, thanks, Meredith. And hi, everybody. And I'm so glad that you can join us. And I think there might be a few people who we've met before. Um, I have been doing these events now. This is the 12th year of Science in the Swamp. So it's really got that longevity because people love it and it's got a loyal kind of fan base. And just as Meredith said, it's amazing to see the Meet a Scientist tent become one of the most popular activities at an event where we have roaming dinosaurs and stage shows and food vans and lots of other things to attract kids. But it's really proven over the years that this is one of the main things that families and kids come for, to meet you and to see your work in action. So I kind of just wanted to give you a few tips today because if you haven't been before, it can be a little bit overwhelming to begin with when the gates open and the thousands of people stream in. And I guess I just wanted you to have a think about your activity and make sure that it's easy for you and easy for people. And I guess that in some ways that you lower your expectations about what you'll be able to achieve throughout the day because it is a kind of crazy, buzzy, energetic event where kids might stop by just for a few minutes. They might stay longer, but you sort of need to have your setup right there in front of you, easy to repeat many times. Um, and that can take a little bit of kind of engineering to think about something robust, simple, but still creative and fun. Now, I'm not sure if these slides are going to progress. Here we go.
Now, also, Everyone, can I just say, Vanessa, before we start, we have got Garetha coming, joining us, and she's one of our previous participants in these events. But yeah, so she might not be here for a few minutes, but we'll bring her in, and she's been at both Science in the Swamp and the Sydney City Farm. We also, for everyone here, Vanessa is obviously from Parklands and is talking about Science in the Swamp and Science in the Scrub. We know we have recruited or matched you, some of you, for the Sydney City Farm event and the Wallara event. But I guess the same principles apply here, on a slightly different scale. So we'll just go with a bit more information about Science in the Swamp and Science in the Scrub, and then we'll go to those meetings,
Oh,
those
yes, sorry,
events. Yeah,
Meredith.
yeah.
I forgot there were people here for other events too. I just make
Yeah,
it all about myself.
yeah. They
Thank you.
don't worry, Vanessa. They're a lot smaller scale, and it's the same principles about having
Yeah,
something hands-on. And I think this is
yeah,
the main thing is communicating this hands-on science. Yeah.
yeah, great. Yeah, so definitely the same principles because people come to these events and it's that festival style. You're not sitting them down in a classroom. You're not going to get like lots of points across, and often you'll be hard to sort of hear each other. So these slides were created for Science in the Swamp, which is on the 17th of August, but we have a second event, which is Science in the Scrub the week before on the 10th of August, which is almost the same. But yeah, the principles apply. I can share this video later, Meredith, if anyone wants to see it. This was the promotional video from last year rather than try and play it now. We can send it out afterwards if you like. I'm scared to try the technology. This is just to show you the layout and I guess to give you a sense of the scale. And you probably won't be able to see all the detail, but you're there with you'll see the Meet the Scientist tents there amongst lots of other universities, science organizations, community groups, wildlife groups. So there's a real mix on the day, and it definitely makes for an amazing event. This is the setup for the stall. So there's basically you'll be in a big tent, a big open tent without walls, with trestle tables and chairs. So it's very basic, but you've at least got that cover if it does start raining. And I guess the trestle table is where you're going to be setting up your activity. So if you need extra like lower tables or other sorts of things, either get in touch with me ASAP or think about what you need to bring to make that activity work for you. I guess the tables are a pretty good height for most of the kids who are coming. Even the little ones can kind of see over the top of that little table. So it tends to be that people will set up a demo or an object or some basic craft or activity on that table. And just think about what you're using because there's so many people. We have had problems in the past with people generating rubbish or having something that's like a sticker or a giveaway where it ends up everywhere. So just think about the parts that you're using and whether they need to be, whether you need to have a bin nearby, whether you need to have things tied down in case of bad weather. We do recommend that you bring everything you need for the day and don't assume you'll get necessarily opportunities to go to like the food vans. It's better to have some snacks. I think Meredith sometimes brings some snacks for people,
Yeah,
but do
we can go through that. We
yeah,
will provide
great.
snacks and lunch. Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, and you'll have enough people at your tent that you can take turns having breaks, going to the toilet and all that sort of thing. It's just about that preparation. So we'll send out a pack in the next few weeks that's got all the bump in details and parking and things like that. It's really important that you get there in the morning because there's a sort of point in the day at all these events where the parking will all go and it will be impossible to arrive kind of halfway through the day. Again, I'm sure Meredith will have instructions for you on various events if that's a different arrangement. But for my two events, Science in the Swamp and Science in the Scrub, they sort of almost shut down. The park will almost shut down for the period of these events because they're so popular and crowded. So, yeah, I guess these pictures really capture the essence of the the crowds and the excitement and the enthusiasm and everyone wanting to meet you and to see what you're doing. I'm really wanting to make myself available if anyone wants to chat through an activity or a demo. I've done that a lot in past years, and I can sort of give you some tips about what might work. I think the ultimate advice from me is just to keep it as simple as possible.
That's great. Thank you so much, Vanessa. What I'm going to do is just step back a minute here. First of all, I did want to introduce Juliana. Juliana, are you there? Yes, I'm flicking
Yep,
through.
there we go. I
Yes,
flipped over my
wonderful.
camera.
Yeah,
Apologies
that's
if it
great.
freezes.
So Juliana is our assistant for Meet a Scientist this year. So she's who everyone has been working with, and we'll go through. Yeah. So the idea is actually you probably go to Juliana for things, and then Juliana will deal with Vanessa about materials and everything. But I did want to introduce Garetha. Hi, Garetha. How are you?
Is that me? Sorry.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, Guy through. Yeah, sorry,
Oh, Hopi. Sorry.
fine.
So we invited Grace. Sorry, Grace, I think we started quite early because there was
Oh,
confusion
no.
over the start time. That's why. So there's lots of people here at night. So Garathi has been at Science in the Scrub and at Sydney City Farm. So that's why we particularly thought it'd be great to get her here today. But what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to sort of jump back a bit and I'm quickly going to go through some slides of the other events as well, just so you've got a bit more context, because Vanessa gave some great images, but I thought it'd be useful to have a few others. So just bear with me a minute while I do that. Can everyone see this screen? Yep. Okay, so this is Sydney City Farm. I don't know who in the room here is has been booked in for that. It's a much smaller scale event. We would love them to make it a little bit bigger and be a bit more ambitious, but this is basically the setup where it's similar in that there's some fate stalls. They do call it Meet a Scientist, but there's only a couple of scientists involved, and this was from 2024, and Garetha was hit there, and she'll be able to talk you through what she did there. Um, Science in the Scrub, again, just giving you a better image of the actual tents, and this is a massive amphitheatre, which the kids just stream past. We spread out sometimes under the marquee and sometimes outside. And this is also just giving you a bit of a close up on some of the activities and the importance of making everything hands-on. So I don't know this gentleman's name. I'm assuming he's not here today. I know he uh, I think he was from UNSW. I don't know exactly what he was doing, but he just said, "Oh, I want some prison blocks." So we did go out and get him some colored blocks from Kmart. So if there's something little like that, some equipment that you think would just make a difference to your stall, that's a great thing to let Juliana know. We do have a small budget for that. So he was doing something hands-on there. Obviously someone here looking at with some blood displays and
Meredith, he was doing a project with ants.
ah,
And so I actually brought him some ant models in as well. And then he
yes.
used the blocks to show how ants were moving, would move things around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. This is Karen Player from the other Inspiring Australian Manager. So thanks, Karen.
Hello, I'm troubleshooting my video, so you won't be able to see me. Sorry.
Okay, all right. And then yeah, anything, this sort of equipment we can help with some pipe cleaners and stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that sort of thing. And then yeah, as Vanessa said, Science in the Scrub is a different setup. It's a one single large marquee with tables around. Obviously, you can do things like they hung some things here. And this is just an example of the sort of demonstrations. Obviously, you can see the importance of hands-on, something that the kids can touch and feel is great. That's what they want to do. Obviously, something like coral is fantastic. And this was all about, physics and motion and, getting kids to do things there. So lots of fun. I guess that what I did want to say with these hands-on activities is it's not just about the kids, obviously it is, but you can see it is about the parents. The parents get in there, um, you know, and while we want to reach the kids, we also want to reach the parents and help them understand what makes their kid curious. And you can see that it's a very much, a family affair. So, and unfortunately, I don't have any photos of the Wallara Library. I don't know if anyone here is booked in for that, but I don't have any photos of that. But okay, I might hand it over to us, our special past presenter, to talk about her experience and those events and any. Would that be okay?
Yep. Is that me?
That's you.
Okay. I did write like a couple of like points, and the
Yeah.
first one was exactly what you were saying, and it's to make it interactive. And to make it very visually appealing, I actually made a little slide with photos. So I'm going to share my screen, which might help just to show you guys what I did, and then I'll just talk over it, I guess. Let me just see. How do I share my screen? Oh, there we go. Are you guys happy with that for me to share my screen or um, yeah. Okay. Are you able to see it? Um, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to start from the beginning. So this is kind of, I did three events for the Meet a Scientist events. The first one that I did was the one that was a collaboration with the Powerhouse Museum, and that was at Parramatta 5. I don't know if they still do that. So the style of that was a little bit different, but it was still something. So that was the first flyer that I put in. The second one is the Wild About Food one that I did at Sydney City Farm, and that was really fun. So part of making it interactive, but also very visually appealing. Most of the kids, they love color. And if you have something that's just black and white, they're probably not going to come to your stall. So I did make little flyers for the kids and the adults and the families to take with them about, eating your vitamins. But I also had like fun games for them to play. So I did something different for every single Meet a Scientist thing that I did. But a lot of them, like the common thing that I had were prizes for like a guessing game. So the one that I did for this, for example, they got to pick their favorite fruit and vegetable, and I normally had like a little AI cute like emoji thing printed. And then they had like a selection of vitamins that they think is in that vegetable. And if they get all of them, then I will give them a prize. So that's one of the things. But I also started off like like having chats with them just casually, to see what they're interested in and just kind of a brief line about my research. And when you are talking about your research, just avoid a jargon. Don't make it too technical, because no one's going to understand what you're saying and you'll probably lose them in like the second word. So make it as simple as possible and maybe try to use some analogies, especially for the kids, trying to compare it to something else. Like I was talking about a kind of a heavier topic, which was cancer. You don't want to just throw that in people's faces, especially if they're, I mean, you got to be considerate, I guess. But they're pretty interested in that stuff. And, I kind of just introduced it like, have you ever been sick before? Like, have you ever taken medication? And, they'll put their hands up. And then I would say there's like this other disease that you need very strong medication for, because I was talking about chemotherapy. So that was kind of how I would introduce it a little bit, and then I would get into the games. And there's so many of them that ask a lot of questions and let them ask questions because they're very curious. And especially the parents, I feel like they're more competitive than the kids were. And yeah, so this is one example of a slide that I did, which is obviously very colorful. And then this was the Meet a Scientist event that I did at Science in the Scrub. So I had very little interactive things, like I had a miniature lab set, so mini microscopes and mini test tubes, which the kids did ruin, but it's okay. Um, and then I also had a bigger version of things, if like bigger test tubes for them to just like play around with, and I think they were just, yeah, very into it. they had those little squishy toys that they could win as well if they answered three questions right. So just making it very interactive, but also like informative at the same time, I guess. That was kind of my focus. It's very simple and very quick, but that's kind of what I did. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions. Oh, I think one more thing. Have a bunch of fun facts available. When you have fun facts and you go, did you know? They're very excited to hear what you have to say. And yeah, I found that really worked, especially with the kids as well. So, because you do get bombarded a little bit, I think I did. But it was great. It was such a wonderful experience. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Amazing. Has anyone got any questions now? I know some people said they had to leave at 9:30. You just put your hand up or take your microphone off.
No questions, but thank you for the presentation. It was great.
Yeah, Alicia, okay. Just contact are you going to Science in the Scrub or Science in the Swamp?
Yes, the one in Western Sydney.
Yeah, Science in the
Yeah,
Scrub, great. Well,
yeah.
definitely just contact Juliana and have a chat to her about your ideas, and if you need any assistance.
All right, fabulous. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. All right. Okay. Well, look, I might now introduce you properly to Juliana. Juliana is a PhD student in physics. She's working at ANSTO and a student at University of Wollongong, where we're now based. And she's been your contact. Juliana, do you want to have a quick? Oh, are you still here?
I am still here.
You are still
Kind
here,
of
great.
hidden away.
Anyway, do you want to have a quick summary of where everything is up to with the scheduling? That'd be
Sure
great.
thing. Sorry, I don't have any flashy presentations, but hello everyone. Thank you so much for attending on, for some of you, it's a very short notice. Very much appreciated. I've been the one acting sort of as a liaison between your expressions of interest to the event organizers and trying to line everyone up with their events. So thank you so much for your patience and congratulations if you've received your confirmation. Science in the Swamp and Science in the Scrub confirmations should all be sent out if you've applied for those events. If you applied for those events and you haven't heard anything, shoot me an email. It's the same one, avtarovsky@UOW, that you should have had all the other correspondence with. And I'll sort that one out. I may have done something wrong on my end. It's not your fault. So shoot me a message, say, hey, I haven't heard anything, and I'll sort you out. And we'll be connecting you with Vanessa very shortly once you've workshopped your ideas. For Woollahra Library and the City Farm events, those are taking a little bit longer to get through. So round one for both of those should have been released yesterday, the last of those. So in the next few weeks, we'll be doing the round two to get people in for those. So if you applied for those events, keep an ear out. They're still coming, or the placements are still coming. Woollahra Library also had a date change recently, so they're no longer on the Saturday. They're now on the Sunday, the 17th. So if that doesn't work for you, that's totally fine. We're happy to, if you want to swap to a different event, say Science in the Scrub or Science in the Swamp, we can do that as well. So we'll try and get everyone to a event, but unfortunately with date changes and limitations, we'll see, it may not come that way, but I'm really hoping we get everyone where they want. Yep, and so yeah, keep an eye on those emails if you haven't heard anything yet. As for workshopping ideas, thank you so much for coming, or if you're online watching the recording, hello, thank you for taking the time out of your day to review all this. We, being Meredith and I from Inspire Australia, super happy to help you out with anything you may need.
And
in terms of
Karen.
help and resources. And Karen, oh my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I'll introduce
The
Karen
three of
next
us.
properly. Yep.
The three of us are super happy to chat about anything, and it is totally fine if you are starting from absolutely nothing. We're okay with that. We can build it up. If you've got ideas, that's fantastic. We're also happy to be a board to bounce off if you want to check anything. Again, just shoot any of us an email or send it to the Inspiring Australia email. And I don't think we've talked about the timeline yet for Science in the Scrub or Swamp yet, have we? Not
You
sure. I don't
mean,
see
yeah.
Vanessa's.
Well, I guess you'll be yeah, so Vanessa, when does your information pack go out, like with the parking voucher and things like that?
Usually about a bit more than a week before
Okay, great.
each event.
Okay. And then yes, then Juliana will follow up just to confirm final, you know, all of that information. Look, it's a pretty well-oiled machine by now. You know, like everything, the earlier you can get there and get prepared, the better. That's really, you know, crucial. No one likes to be rushed at the last minute. And I just did want to confirm that we will have some snacks, some healthy snacks. We will avoid too much sugar. So I bring lots of fruit. Definitely bring your own water. And yeah, then we also have a budget to get everyone a lunch from one of the food trucks at there. So, you know, might be something greasy. You might want to bring something healthy, completely up to you. But the other thing I guess I did want to talk about is weather. Look, we have been really lucky that we have not had heavy rain at any of these events in the last couple of years. There was certainly rain at Science in the swamp last year, a little bit of a shower, and it was just enough in the morning to keep the sort of the crowds away, but they did finally come. We don't have a wet weather contingency. Basically, we just have to make do with what we've got. But we obviously do have fate stores, but you know, do make sure you've got your layers for warmth and boots for, you know, comfortable shoes to stand in all day, and or, you know, sun hats and block out, that sort of thing. But yeah, so we'll basically be in touch if Juliana has confirmed where you're going. We'll be in touch with those final details. But the main thing is in the next couple of weeks, if you want to talk to one of us, or you want to obviously approach Juliana first about your idea, and we're happy to brainstorm with you. So that's also why I wanted to introduce my colleague Karen Player, who is a very experienced STEM communicator and does a lot of outreach to primary schools. And if you've got any additional tips, Karen, that you'd like to share with people. Are you there, Karen? Where's she gone? I know she has video issues sometimes. Oh, I'll just text her and see if she's.
Yeah, she may have disconnected. Bear has covered most of the things for timeline that I was going to do. The big thing is make sure that you the times given on the expression of interest form are the advertised times for the events. So you will likely have to get in earlier to set up. How much earlier is up to you, and in the information package we'll let you know what times you can come in to set up. There is quite a big window. So it's up to you guys when you want to come in and set up, but definitely give yourself more time than less if that's possible. And also note that it may be a bit of a trek from the car park to the stall. So if you've got any trolleys or bags, might be good to get all that together now so you've got it prepared for August. We'll also have a couple of trolleys, but not a whole amount to give you. So just be aware of that. We can help you out, but it may be a bit limited resources sharing. So the more you can get together yourself and organize,
Yeah, that's why, yeah, like, you know, wheelie bags, suitcases with equipment is a great way to go. But yeah, we do have some proper trolleys that we can help you. And so again, that just let Juliana know if you say, I'm really going to need help with this heavy equipment, and we can make sure that we're in both places, you know, we can be reasonably close. Oh, sorry, Science in the Scrub, there is a proper car park, and that's where you'll get a pass for. Vanessa, is there a pass for parking at Science in the Swamp, or do you just have to take potluck in
Yes.
Centennial Park?
Yeah,
There
we've
is.
got dedicated parking, but again, only in the morning. Like basically,
Yes,
I think from 10 a.m. it's all gone.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, that's great. All right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the situation. But we can definitely help you carry things and schlep things around. Um, Let me see. Karen, have you come back? Have you? Have we lost Karen? We might have to connect her to people if they've got any specific questions about their idea. And okay, open to questions now. Any other questions that people want to ask us while we're all here? Does anyone
Um,
want to share their idea, and if they've got yeah, any questions? Was that you,
um,
Jinx?
yeah, I've just got a quick question about the kind of things that we could ask if you would be able to bring. Like, are
So,
texters that kind of item?
yes, yes. Okay, I will say, yeah, like art, like pipe cleaners, texters, you
Yeah.
know, scrapbook,
Because I
pads
was
and
just thinking,
paper.
I've got loads of random texters, but to be honest, I'm not even sure if they work. They've been, neglected for many years, so I'm
Sure.
wondering.
So
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, let Juliana know you need a
I'll
good
send you an
pack
email,
of
Juliana.
texters, yeah,
Okay,
and
perfect.
markers, yeah. You can
But
see a lot of people laminate or they're
yeah, I assume something like a coloring activity would be pretty engaging for kids.
yes, that would be
Okay,
great.
perfect. That's my question.
Yeah, yeah, great. We can definitely help you out with some basic things like yeah, Texas. We don't want you to, spend a huge amount of money and be out of pocket on this, obviously. As you can see, like some people are used to doing this for outreach at their uni, so they've got that or like the corals and all of that sort of thing. If you don't have access to a laminator, again, let Juliana know and say, hey, these are the sheets I'd like laminated. Um, that's the right term, isn't it? When you cover it in plastic, isn't it? Yeah, laminated, that sort of thing. Yeah. I think Vanessa's point about rubbish is good. Really try and reduce that. I mean, obviously we'll have some bins, but yeah, we don't want things sort of floating around. And obviously, OH&S, nothing toxic or poisonous or anything that kids can put in their mouth and freak their parents out. Oh, you're back with audio, Karen. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Any ideas you have for tips and techniques, Karen? Oh, you there, Karen? We haven't got you on audio either. I can see that your microphone's off. Oh, audio not working either. Oh well. Okay, well, Karen can help out with any specific question. So if you say, I'm working with blood, what am I going to do apart from having, packs of plasma there? Karen may have some ideas. Okay, any
Can
other
I ask you a
questions?
question? Sorry. Um, will there be power at all? Like I've got some sort of microscopes that we often use to look at pollen under the microscope. Is there any availability for power?
Where will you be, Heidi?
Um,
Which event?
Science in the swamp and
Mhm.
science in the scrub.
Okay, great. I think it is a little bit limited, and because it's a bit of an issue if especially if it's raining. You don't have any microscopes which are power free.
No, not really. We could have one, yeah, for charcoal stuff, but not for the pollen. They always need a light source, unfortunately.
We
Okay.
we can do it. We can accommodate. It's just actually it'd be great if Juliana, you let us know who needs power, and then it should be okay.
Okay.
We just have to be a bit organized. And 100% if it's raining, it probably sort of cancels that out. I was going to say that's the same with coloring in or anything like that. You sort of almost need a wet weather plan because you can still be under shelter, but things get a bit messy.
Yeah, thanks.
The other option is talk to your institution. They might have battery packs. A lot of the ones that do outreach or field work, they tend to have these little portable battery packs they use, and they tend to sometimes have enough power. If it's just a light on the microscope, that should be enough. And that way you can tuck it under the table, have it there. And even in wet weather, you'll be safe.
Yeah,
Because usually if it's used for field work, they're usually fine for events like this too.
that's
So
actually true. You just reminded me we have one of those, so I can.
yeah, check it out. Test
Cool.
on your microscope beforehand because some of them,
Yes.
it depends, but usually they have enough power draw. You should be right.
Yeah. Cool. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we've got other people bringing laptops off power packs as well, and they last the whole time. But yeah, actually, you're right, because the cords and everything can be a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, if you can, it's great. But do let Juliana know if your activity relies on electricity, and we'll figure something out for you.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Hi, sir. I have a little bit follow-up question. So it's not really related to the power thing, but yeah, it's
Sorry, we can't
related
hear
to
you
something.
very well. Rasmina, can you
Oh
speak
yeah,
up?
yeah. Can you hear me now?
Sort of. Keep speaking loudly.
Uh, okay, I'll try to.
That's it. Yep,
So
got it.
yeah, yep, great. So the current resource that I have is basically something digital. So it's like a computer game. Um, yeah, I'm not really concerned with the
Mm.
power, but I know like for some kids, parents will prefer they to not, use screen that much. Will that be okay? I mean, or is it like preferable to just avoid the screens for the kids? Um, or what would you
Hmm.
advise?
What do you think, Vanessa?
Yeah, so it's a good point, and like I figure they're all outside anyway, and they'll only be looking at the screen for a short time. The only thing I would say is some of the days the sun can be a problem with looking at screens, and you end up it's quite tricky. So if you have something you want to show on a laptop or an iPad, I think it's absolutely fine if it's supporting your activity. I just think like when you've got like 20 kids around and the sun's shining and everything, it can end up being quite difficult. So we have found like it's almost better to laminate a big poster of what you're trying to show that you can hold up and it's not going to have that reflection. Um, do you have anything in mind that you'd want to show on the screen?
It's a computer game basically. So they can choose like a character and then they can create things, but it's digital. Yes, I need to rethink how to make it not digital, but I think that should be doable.
Yeah, I think anything where it's only one child at a time on the computer, it will end up being a
Mm,
bit of a bottleneck. But
mm,
if it was for demonstrating, like I know some people had like a picture of a magnified cell or something on the screen they wanted to show, I think that would be okay. But
yep.
if they're using the computer, I think that would get difficult after a while, just by the
Mm-hmm.
sheer numbers.
Yeah.
At my events I'm talking about, I don't know whether the smaller events that would work, but
Yeah, there and so yes, look, maybe you could have that, but is there anything else you could have as well?
Mm.
So something
Yeah, yeah.
short and hands-on, and then that's an option. And if they're really interested, they could go to the game sort of thing. So that's not the only thing. Maybe that's what I'd suggest. So some way to make aspects of that game accessible and hands-on. Not too sure there. But we're happy to have a chat to you more about that if you would like.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Anyone got any props questions? Has anyone done this before, who's here, and wants to talk about their experience and what worked for them?
I actually have another question about props.
Hmm.
Guy, Terry, you might know how to address this. What's the likelihood the kid will walk away with the prop?
Uh, I think a couple of the kids did take stuff.
Yeah, totally fine. I mean, they're kids, but like, I'm just wondering, like, should we plan for that? If we have props, maybe bring like three instead of two or something like that.
Yeah, that might be useful. I think like I ended up doing that for my second, well, actually my third one because so many kids did take little things or either
Is this
that.
the mini lab set?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The lab said I feel like one of the things got lost and the other one got filled with liquid that I couldn't remove.
Oh my
And
God.
I got that. I sourced that lab set out myself because I wanted to keep it, but
I
I
was
think
gonna say I would definitely understand the kids wanting to take that. Sounds very cute.
yeah, yeah, they did. But for the third one, I ended up making like two sets of games even because some kids wanted to take the cute emoji piece of paper, which they did. So I ended up making doubles of everything. And that definitely helped. I feel like yeah, that helped a lot. I think with the lab set, I don't know, like I couldn't source the other ones out again, so it's fine. Sometimes kids do that. It is what it is.
Yes, no, but
It,
just thinking about what to do. But yeah, thanks.
yeah, I think if you do have the capacity to have an extra one, that would definitely help. Yeah, they do steal stuff.
Yeah, well, they just sort of think, oh, I could, yeah. I mean, it would be tricky to install any, sophisticated equipment, hopefully, like a microscope or anything. But yeah, and sorry, yeah, when you have your lunch break, we'll make sure that your table's cleared and things are put away and they're safe.
Well,
That
I
sort
had
of
a
thing.
kid bargain with me, and he said he'll give it back to me if I give him four stickers. So I had
Oh,
to give him four
yeah,
stickers, and
yeah,
then he gave it back. So yeah, that
yeah.
helps.
Yeah. that little token stickers, I mean, we obviously want to be mindful of not too much plastic. But
Yeah.
yeah, we know that kids like to collect things and they like to go away with something. So yeah,
Or
that's
even
really
like
good.
stamps, if it's, less plastic, I guess. They
Hmm.
love it. They'll come back for more. Just something that's interactive that the kids love. I had a lot of those smelly things where you can scratch it and you can smell it, and yeah, they loved that. So yeah, that definitely helps.
Oh, what were they? What were they? They were
They were the
like,
scratch and sniff things. They were like my childhood, so I had to get it.
oh,
And they were
okay.
themed actually, so it was on theme with what I was showing. So yeah, it was
So they
really
were fruit and vegetables and things. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Last one
Yeah.
was
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Something scratch and sniff if that's relevant to your work would be great. Yeah. Juliana, anything you want to say to finish up?
I think everything has been covered. Thanks so much for attending, everyone. If you do want to workshop any ideas, feel free to stay around and we're happy to chat. And even if you just want to throw ideas out, we're happy to give feedback or responses. Otherwise, yeah, I'll be following up everyone to make sure everyone's working with Children's Check and making sure everyone's got an idea or starting to get together an idea of what they want to be presenting. Do be mindful, it is for a younger age group for most of these events. You're looking probably from, I'd say young. You might have some 3-year-olds, but direct it more at a primary school age for your presentations. Best of luck with everything. We're always here to help. All of us here that have spoken today, we're very happy to get in contact with you. Just shoot me an email saying who you'd want to talk to or what your idea is, and I'll direct you to the correct channels to sort yourself out. All good.
I think that's it. Any last minute things, Vanessa? Karen?
No, thank you so much, everyone.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great a science week. And I will see you at those two events for sure. One, Vanessa will be there, and Juliana. So we just make sure it doesn't rain. That's our main concern, really. Everything else runs very smoothly at these events now. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
See
Thanks so
ya.
much.
See you soon.
Thanks for having me. I wish I could have done this year, but
Oh,
I'm
I know.
moving.
Where are
Yeah.
you moving to?
I'm moving to the UK. I got a postdoc job there, so
Congratulations.
thank
Oh, I'm sure
you.
your science engagement experience helped.
Oh, thank you. Oh, we'll have fun. Bye.
Thank you. See ya.